Speaking of agricultural policy, the U.S. Farm Bill is up this year. Much of the legal framework for agricultural and food policy is set through a legislative process that happens every 5 years. Well, the current farm law, it's called the Agricultural Improvement Act of 2018, was signed on December 20th, 2018, and it will remain through this year. It's why lawmakers are talking right now to put a new policy in place by the time this one expires. So let's take a look at what's changed in 5 years. Today, cotton, which is the most popular crop here on the South Plains, costs around $86.66 a unit. That's down from this time last year when it was priced at $147.70, but up from this time 5 years ago when it went for $51.78. Now keep in mind, cost of production has gone up substantially due to supply chain issues and other pandemic-related problems. We did have a pandemic in the last 5 years, remember that. Well, locally, we're in a drought that devastated many farmers' crops last year and could have a similar effect this year without some substantial rain soon. So the cost of producing these products is only going up, and the risk is too. We talked with a local farmer who can shed some light for us on these issues and how the Farm Bill can help producers like him stay afloat when, there's no water in sight. Well, we've been talking about Farm Bill all episode, so I think it's only fair that we talk to someone who this directly affects. So Stephen Broche, thank you for being here today.
Absolutely,
talking with us about this. First of all, can you tell us just what you do?
I'm a farmer.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I like that. So what kinds of things do you grow?
We're primarily cotton, which this area is cotton.
Yeah.
We'll sometimes do a little grain sorghum, corn, some wheat once in a while.
Yeah.
So.
And where is that putting you right now? Like, what part of the process are you in?
We're getting ready to plant cotton right now. It's that time of year, May, into May, down in our area. So we're pushing up against that right now.
Yeah. So this Farm Bill specifically affects you.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about what's in it right now and how maybe you use it, how it really does directly affect you.
It's the biggest way it would affect us every year is our crop insurance.
Okay.
And that's our lifeline, pretty much.
Yeah.
As we know, the weather around here is very unpredictable.
To say the least.
We end up with no crop for whatever reason. That's where the crop insurance helps us out. That's the number one program that affects us directly. The next one would be the ARC PLC, which is, they call it kind of a safety net, but that's tied directly to the marketing price, and that's recorded over the whole year. But marketing price for cottonseed and lint. And then it's a whole thing that goes together.
Yeah, so it's like nothing can be too high or just outrageously too high or too low.
It's made to, and it works as designed, because if the market price is up, of course, that helps us directly, so we don't need that extra income.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason to have it. Now, if it drops down because it is out of our control, the markets, of course, then it's designed to kick in and help us a little bit.
Yeah, which
Absolutely.
is good.
Right. That's why they call it the safety net. It kind of cushions that blow with the bottom side.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And especially after last year, I mean, this is my first year in the South Plains, and I'm driving down the road and seeing cotton that didn't get harvested or didn't quite make it and stuff. I mean, what did last year look like for y'all?
It was rough. And no rain, of course. I mean, that's always the worst way to have a failed crop, because there's nothing you can do about it for sure. Yeah. And so yes, the market was up, and so that safety net we were talking about, it's not going to kick in, and that's okay, because even though we didn't have a crop, that means our insurance price was higher.
Good.
So we are still having more income from that crop insurance to help offset all of our costs.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which is huge, and that's why this bill exists.
Right.
So it's up now for a rewrite, or maybe even just a vote in of the same thing. Is there anything that it's missing right now?
You know, really, it works well. It's just, it needs to be updated more for what we have now.
Yeah.
Since this last time it was written in 2018, our input prices have gone through the roof.
Yeah.
It's equipment prices, parts, everything. So that safety net we talked about, the price right now it's a little low.
Yeah.
And so we need to, if that could be raised up to where it kicked in a little bit sooner would be great. Crop insurance needs to stay. There's some stipulations on crop insurance that if you have certain, if you enrolled in a certain ARC or PLC, the safety net programs, you can't have this type of insurance. So, you know, some of that, if we could enroll in that insurance, even if we had that safety net, you know, that would help offset some costs also. So, especially if the safety net didn't kick in, you know. So it's kind of a balancing act on all of it, but those would be the two main things. Conservation programs, they're good. We need to keep those because they help us offset these costs to implement some of these conservation strategies and stuff. So that's, I think, is working great, but I think we need to update some of the prices and stuff to reflect what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in very fancy clothes sitting in very fancy desks in Washington, D.C. I mean, how do you reach them? Like, how do we get this word out?
I mean, what we're doing now is about all we can do. And yeah, public education, if we could educate the general public, that would help too. I mean, they see a farm bill, they think, oh, this all goes to the farmer. But no, you know, there's a lot more to it, as you know. And realize that, hey, we can't just raise our prices that we sell our product for because everything else is higher. That doesn't work. We're in a world market.
Yeah, it affects all of us.
And it's going to trickle down. Yes.
And you know, when we go to the store and complain about eggs or bananas, I mean, there's someone who provided those as well.
Right. Yeah, somebody provided those, and the increased price of that doesn't always come back to the farmer either. People got to remember that. That's not us raising the prices, for sure.
Well, is there anything else we need to know, or pick up the phone and call our congressman about walking into this season where, by the end of this session, hopefully there's a rewrite and we're done and past it.
Right. No, let's make sure that that we're taken care of, I guess you'd say, you know, help, because it is different. And if we don't have farmers, if we can't make it, you're gonna go to the grocery store and it's gonna be empty. You're gonna go to the clothes store and you're not gonna have clothes. So I think if that would, people start thinking about that and be like, oh, wait a minute, we might need to kind of think about this a little bit, and let's push for some change. So absolutely.
Yeah, you can't live without farmers.
Exactly.
No one can.
No.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be here when you could be farming.
No, absolutely. I'm happy to help and try to educate everybody.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.